Okay.
Oh, shit. Baker's up in the house. Anthony Baker, what's up? What does it say? Oh, shit.
Sunnyvale, California.
What the fuck? I totally broke it. I think it just fell off.
Already broke the internet. What's up?
Boom.
3 seconds. It's a new record.
I don't know. It might be streaming. I don't know if it is.
Broke the internet. That's how we do.
Okay. So we'll just record because that's a thing that it's doing, and that's good. And we can just kind of go and do it. How is your right? Oh God. So Baker live. Yes, dude, it's already like
It's looking legit.
it's a gig already. It's a gigabyte of data already, which is crazy sauce, craziness.
New York. Thanks to New York in the house.
That's right, man. Big Anthony Baker up in the house in Times Square right behind us. How you feeling, sir?
I'm feeling outstanding,
Feeling
as a matter of fact.
Feeling strong, powerful.
Strong, yeah. Powerful, I don't know. Strong, yes.
Powerful is a weird one.
Powerful is a weird one. I don't know if I had enough ginger this morning. I'm on a very strict ginger regimen.
So is ginger the thing? Is that so ginger equals power?
Yeah, just stick a handful of it right up my ass. No.
So it's like adding 10 more stickers to the back of the car, or like an extra patch to the gi.
Yeah.
That's extra horsepower, extra jujitsu power. What do you call it? Like extra like tap power? Like what do you call it?
Maybe a little bit of stank.
A little bit of stank, a little jits cred. Jits cred.
I'm triggered to the trigger word.
Jits cred.
Jits.
You don't like it?
I'm freaking out. I don't. It's not that big a deal to me, but some people do get like a little like, have more respect.
I've learned to give less fucks, and here's how. Pirate Open Jits Club, and
Yes, I've seen that.
and I love Patrick. Pirate's a great guy.
He's a G.
He's a good dude. He's like 7 feet tall, and he can't teach that.
No, tallest man in the world, top 3.
He is.
Tallest man in the world.
He's up there with trees and buildings and shit.
And Matt,
And Matt,
6 a.m. morning class.
Matt's too tall.
Matt's maybe top 5.
Yeah. There's. I don't think there's other people that are as tall as Matt. I think it would be weird if there were.
Extremely awkward, and especially if they were in close proximity. They're standing by each other. Freak out factor through the roof.
Yeah, these are very tall people. They're difficult to deal with on the mat sometimes, and the mat is difficult on the mat to deal with. His name's Matt. That's what we're doing. It's a play on
Did you
words.
see that?
We just dropped some shit right there.
You see what he did there?
So, man, it's funny. I'm looking at. Are you a Reddit guy? Do you read the stuff?
Know, I actually just got introduced to Reddit maybe in 2015, just recently. So I am behind on the times.
So there's for jiu-jitsu on Reddit, I guess whoever moderates it, if you're any belt but black, you can just say you're that belt. But if you want to tell it that you're a black belt, you have to verify your lineage. So you have to go and take pictures of, I guess, your promotion and show your username with your picture, because someone will go on there and just say that they're hoist racy.
Exactly.
So you have to prove you are who you are. So I had to put that I was who I was, and I thought just saying like, here's my Instagram, because it's me.
Like a link to your Instagram.
Yeah, it's like, just look at that. And
Yeah.
Then because it's a thing, and here's me holding the thing with my name. And I showed him. I put a bunch of pictures out there. I think I put like one extra one, like, no, for real, it's real. And then they put this thing on here, so you can't really see where we are right now. I think you might be able to. Here, what we'll do is I think I'm going to take a screenshot of this right here. And this is something I can do now, apparently.
I'm a caveman. Look, what you're doing right now is blowing my mind.
So I think what I can do is actually go take a blank shot right here.
It's like the work of aliens here.
So I'm learning things right now. Watch this. Screenshot. And then I can go click. And then I can cut to that, I think. Yeah, right there.
This technology's freaking me out, man.
So that's that right there on the video.
Yeah.
On the left, that's blocking you right now. Sorry about that, sir. That is actually how you verify it. So this tag right here where it says Clint Cronin, One World Jiu-Jitsu, ClintCronin.com. So having the little gimmick right there with the black with the red stripe, you have to actually go and verify your belt in order for that to happen.
That's pretty cool, though, that they do that so they don't have a bunch of jokers on there saying they're something they're not.
like somebody that would promote themselves from purple to brown belt? Maybe?
Yeah, just skip a few. Just, jump there.
That reminds me of when someone would have a fake ID and they would get it to say they're 25 instead of 21 or 22 instead of 21, for example.
You're reaching. Yeah, don't reach so far.
But at the same time, doesn't it seem less? So if you were to go from, say, blue belt or purple belt to black belt, for example, and you would train with him, you'd think, well, he's a little bit older, but maybe he just doesn't train that much anymore. But he's not a black belt. Versus if he's purple to brown, he could have just stopped for a while. You know what I mean?
Yes, absolutely.
Versus it's less obvious if you're, saying you're 21 years old, but you're really 17. Maybe by putting 22, it's less obvious. If you go right, everybody goes right for 21. But so by throwing it that other number.
Yeah, I guess. But if you are 17 and you put on 23 or 22, how you're saying, you might just be like just a little bit extra. Like, are you sure?
Yeah. So it's the reverse of what I'm, what I mean? Like it's the devil's advocate of what I just brought up, right? Mm-hmm. It's the other side of the coin.
But you could probably get away with it because that's the thing that you do, right? You flash a fake ID no matter what the age is. It's like, I'm supposed to be here. Here it is.
But here, take it. Dude, can you believe blah, blah, blah? Just carry on your conversation like it's all good. Like play it as casual, but not overly casual. But then, what was the one? Nick Papagiorgio, right? National Lampoon's Vacation. Mm-hmm. You know the reference? You catch the reference?
Love that movie.
So they used to call me that back in the day because or my brothers called me the Risk back in the day because they're way older than me. So we would try to go out and they drag me along with them. And, obviously I wasn't quite the age you're supposed to be.
Bringing the odds down.
And they'd call me the Risk. Like you didn't know if I was going to get the 86 or not. Most times I did. Like a cool story.
I want to hear it.
All right, man. So check this out. I was at a Rush concert, and it's not really my music. I'm not really a Rush fan. I love Rush. If you're a Rush fan, damn it, best thing ever. That Rush. It's cool. There was pyro on stage. But anyway, I'm going to preface this story with at the time I wore boxers, and my middle brother, he's older, he's probably 12 years older than me. Not a mistake. It's a surprise. He wears briefs. So I wear boxers and he wears briefs. And this is where this is important for the story. I need you to understand that. Suspend disbelief that this is an important thing. I wore boxers and he wore briefs. We had regular clothes over it, mind you, but this is an important detail. At the liquor store beforehand, my brothers bought, I think, a pint of Jack Daniels. The bottles, they're just, yay big, right? Yay big, right? Not the large ones, something that you could probably sneak in a pocket, like a large pocket or a fanny pack, which is awesome. We didn't have our gimmick bags, we didn't have fanny packs. What we had was our pants, right?
Yes.
So,
like not the square bottle, right? Like
it was not the hotel size one, the next size up, right? I think
that's the fifth. That's a big bottle.
No, the fifth is this one.
Yeah.
It's the pint. It's like a flask size.
I got you.
Right? So I bring this thing. And my brother just goes, no, stick them in your pants. And he goes, put his down. He's wearing his briefs or whatever and goes right in, no problem. I'm wearing boxers. We're different. We're a generation apart. I'm the boxer generation. He was the brief generation. And this mattered because I had to hike my boxers all the way up, like almost like top of rib cage height just to get them to stay, create tension, right? I had to jujitsu it a little bit. So we're walking through the MGM Grand Garden Arena at, the MGM Grand in Las Vegas. So I lived in Las Vegas at the time, and I was somewhere under 20. I was 19, I think, 19 or 20. And so I was almost there. And we are walking up past the ticket thing. They checked our tickets. We got right in. They weren't cheap. These stupid shows were expensive. Great shows. Love Rush fans. So as I'm walking through the line, I passed security, got through security. They're not checking where I've had the bottle, right? It was cool. And keep walking. All of a sudden you hear ding, ding, ding. And I just froze. What do? You keep walking like nothing happened, right?
Yeah.
My brother, both brothers, and 3 or 4 of their friends are with us, right? And they start walking a little bit faster and separating themselves from me because you do. Right, they're older.
Smart.
Yeah, they it was the move to do. It was the right move to do. So what happens is I just keep walking like it's natural. It's a big crowd. You never know, right? All of a sudden I hear, "Sir."
There's multiple sirs in here.
Nope. I'm still
Who
walking.
are you referring to?
I'm still walking. This dude is still walking. And all of a sudden, I get the
Shoulder grab. Shoulder grab.
Sir, and turns me around.
Oh.
Right. And this is like, it was an older security or some figure of authority in uniform. And he goes, sir, you can't have this in here. You got to put it in a cup. The glass is dangerous. And pours it into a plastic cup for me, hands it to me, and goes, have a great time, son. He'll pass me on the back and shakes my hand.
Gentlemen.
Took a nice big swig of it in front. And at the whole time, my brother and his friends are turning around, like watching this from the shoulder. And all of a sudden, you see,
yeah, jelly.
What the fuck? Like, what are you just couldn't believe it, right?
No, I'm getting drunk already.
Right. So we're walking. I catch up with them. We get to our seats, right? Then we had 2 pints of Jack Daniels between, basically 2 of us that were actually drinking the shit. And at this point, we decide that we're gonna have a contest, like who could get to closest to the stage, like basically occupy better seats. And I wound up with this cup. We got a soda cup where we mixed in Coca-Cola or something with the Jack, and this became this giant 2-pint mixed drink that somehow I wound up commandeering, because you do. And we split up, and I wound up, I think, in the second row. He wound up on the other side of the second row, so we never really got that claim to who had. But I just remember being very hammered, and I wound up going to use the restroom, and I just never could find the seats or where people were again. And I wound up just kind of being over it probably about 3/4 of the way through the show. And I had my roommate just like kind of pick me up on the Strip. But like, if you go to leave the MGM Grand, you can't just get out to the Las Vegas Strip very easily. There's that gate around it because it's on the corner of Trop and Las Vegas Boulevard.
I've been to Las Vegas one time in my life.
So yeah, that's, man, oh man, you missed both of those parties. What the fuck? Anyway, as we're
huge gate trying to get out.
Yeah, you can't. And how I got from the MGM Grand without going through the actual exit to my friend's car and then home, they picked me up like right on the Strip. And it was just the timing of them just swinging around when I came out there, and it was very unsafe what I did. Don't do any of the things that I just said happened. They did. They're verifiable.
So are you having to like jump and scale walls, or what's so dangerous about
I don't know. But
you're blacked out right now.
I'm not blacked out, but I was in action mode.
Brown out.
Action mode. It's action. Like you're in like execute mode. We're not really thinking about feelings much. We're thinking more about like, let's get things done.
Just do it.
Just do it. Yeah, just do it.
On a mission. I was
Nike Airing that shit.
On a mission.
I was on a mission. I was just doing it. Bo knows the whole thing. I was doing that, and I was fine. I had a great time. I hung out with my friends, and I wasn't at the concert anymore, which is a downer because Rush is awesome. Rush fans. Mm-hmm. I don't know. But there's pyro, so if you get really close to the stage, there's this crazy fire pyro stuff.
Shit.
Yeah, it's cool. It's a Canadian rock band. They're featured on that show, The Trailer Park Boys, which is the greatest show ever created.
I've seen that show only once or twice. I see it on the menu.
Oh, you got to watch all of them. There's 10 seasons, 3 movies, the other 3, the real one, and a Christmas, I think 1 or 2 Christmas specials, and they do live. So I've been to the live shows.
Interesting.
It's the most low budget shit ever.
This is portrayed in Canada or
Sunnyvale, Canada.
Funny.
It's a Sunnyvale trailer park. I got the jersey. It's the hash hockey jersey of Sunnyvale, and it has the name on the back. They're in a trailer park.
Is this like HBO or is it regular TV?
It was on Showtime for a time, and now it's all on Netflix. So they commissioned the new season on Netflix.
So it's a trailer park. I'm sure there's some missing teeth, drug use.
There's all of those things. Snoop Dogg, I think, is on it a little bit.
Shut up. That's hella funny.
And then his show he has online, he has the Trailer Park Boys on there.
Ha! Yeah. Awesome.
Yeah, it's a thing. Me and my brother, we'd watch Trailer Park Boys. It would be our like family thing. It's the stupidest show in the world, but it has like a cult following.
Yeah, I like those shows. Those are some pretty good shows usually.
It's
like the subculture or somewhere will be like
totally has its own set of catchphrases and all this stuff, and it doesn't make any sense. If you just sit down and watch a random episode, you're like, huh,
yeah,
why this isn't funny at all, and then you get into it and you're like, no, I get all, you get it, you know what I mean? You go for the character development, right? And then you're into it.
Always Sunny. Hello.
Dude, that's a great show.
But some people are like, this is so weird, and it's like, but this is hilarious. This show's hilarious.
That's Danny DeVito.
Danny DeVito, he does great writing, and then Charlie Day. Hello, these guys are killing me over here.
That's what's his name? So Charlie, Danny DeVito. What's the sister's name?
I can't remember the other guy's name. Is like their actual name. Sweet D, Caitlin something. I feel like
Sweet D
and Mac and Dennis. I can't remember what their true names are.
What was Country Mac?
Yep, he was a badass.
Sean William Scott was Country Mac. That was Stifler.
Stifler. Right? Everything way cooler.
Everything was. It was a great show, man. It was
Always Sunny is hilarious, but it's the same kind of thing where it will have those little inside jokes or these crazy ass sayings like a rum ham.
I remember that they were because that was the Jersey Shore.
Funny.
With the syringe in the sand, and the girlfriend was on ecstasy, and she like hooked back up with the one brother, and he was so excited, and then she sobered up, and she's like, "Dude, get away from me!
What are we doing here?"
He's like, "So we're not together anymore."
Love that show.
It's a great fucking show, man. That's awesome. I'm excited about that. I like that show a lot.
You know what I like? I like your show. I like what you got going on here.
This is a trip, huh?
Yes, it is.
So you probably are seeing us in Times Square right now, which is really where we are.
New York.
Or there's a studio that happened at some point, and this thing's green as fuck, and there's all kinds of equipment over here that I know how to use it sort of now, but
I don't know how to use any of it.
The first time I sat down last October with Kingsbury, and we started recording stuff on USB microphones. Now I'm looking like this thing. This is crazy. Like I made a thing and I talked about Reddit and I put it on the screen and now it's in the video. That wasn't just on the screen. That was in the, so when you watch this on YouTube, when I showed it on the screen, it's in the video. Ugh.
Yeah. I'm telling you, it's like World of Aliens.
Yeah, and you can just, if there was a second camera, you would just you'd add it there in this piece, and you click just the number, and it goes there. So, like the Reddit thing was just boom, right there.
I'm freaking out. When I got out of the Marines, I didn't have a cell phone for like almost a year, just because I didn't want the hassle. Oh,
so there's that. Boom! Look at that.
Back, and we're back.
And we phased. And we phased.
Safety meeting.
And we phased. And we're back.
And we're back from the safety meeting. How's it going?
Boom, check it out. I was like, hold on. I need a tissue real quick.
We're back.
We should like switch spots and like teleport. We could teleport. We could totally teleport.
Oh, man. Hey, I don't know if you guys are ready for this out there in TV land.
You know we're going to break something. We tried this. Like, it's not going to work.
It's going to be too loud. It's going to be like, oh, this cool idea. And
yeah, but
there's going to be soda all over the place.
Yeah. Coke Zero on my head. I'm going to trip over all there's cables and stuff. It's not going to work.
It will, though. It will one day.
We'll get there. We need Asian cameraman number 1 or 2 over here.
Sunny.
It's always Sunny in Sunnyvale. Like, because he knows the buttons to push. And I'm not trying to say I'm an idiot with computers, but I'm saying that when I'm trying to record and I'm trying to do that at the same time,
I don't get it. But people just gloss over things. Like, just go to properties and click over here, then go to the Outlook. Like, what are you talking about? I don't know how long it took me to figure out that mixing board, to even mess with GarageBand, to even try to put on the most basic outline of a podcast. That took like weeks. That literally took weeks.
Yeah, I completely stopped that. Like I played with that app for 5 minutes. I looked at it and I decided that no, this is not what I'm trying to do. This thing's doing things and I can use it to do that, but I could probably use a frying pan as a hammer.
I'll use a frying pan to hit myself in the face.
Like, no, I got that thing. You see the little red button that's red?
Mm-hmm.
The red button that's red. So I'm not trying to be condescending, but there's a red light on the red button.
Yeah.
That means it's doing the thing. It's recording. You just push it.
Legit.
It's literally, you push the red button and it happens, and then I connect the thing here and there's a sync thing and just happens. It's fine. It's way easier.
I just learned how to use email.
Stop it.
Yeah, I'm lying. But seriously though, every time my work computer gets like these new weird updates and they'll add new programs on there or like change something, ever just so subtle change, and it like I'm backed up for like 2 weeks trying to relearn. Because I'm a total caveman. And it's not that I'm scared. Well, maybe I am scared of it.
All right.
And I'm not embracing it. I'm not entirely sure what it is, but there's definitely like a weird hold up.
Yeah. Like the elderly.
Exactly. I'm only 36, but I'm telling you, it's like, nah, like downloading apps. Like, how bad do I need that app? Or I'll have like an app for a week and then I'll uninstall it.
My brother would get upset. He's in his 40s, right? Somewhere in there. And he'd get upset at GPSs. He thought it was a conspiracy to make him, because
they're tracking him or what?
Whatever. So he would keep printing out MapQuest directions. And it was until just very recently. And you can tell it's his phone. So if there's a pile of phones here, you'd know it was his because his is like completely shattered. Like more shattered than regular phones. Like,
holding out.
Oh, it still works. And like it's clearly cutting him. Like there's clearly like his hand like sparkles
skin on the phone.
Yeah, there's sparkly shit in his fingers from the.
You got glass in your hand, man.
Yeah, you could die maybe. I don't know. But yeah, he doesn't install apps, or I'll put one on there and I'll put he has the Roku thing for the TV. I put over there just to have Netflix on his TV, little box. And there's another app I was paying for that gives you basically cable. Like all the channels. It's real. It's not like a scam thing. You pay for this thing. It's Sling, right? Sling.
Yeah, I heard of that.
And you get cable out of it, and you pay something per month. And I'm over there while I was in town visiting him and my mom. I said, "Here, let me just put this thing in the Roku, and then basically have cable on this TV." He's like, "Don't touch it." So it works. He has Netflix. He's cool with, but
that's plenty. Don't put any extra thing on there.
It's going to fucking break, Yep. It's like the Nintendo with the cartridge. You got to blow in the thing. Oh, don't touch it. Don't touch it.
He's going to call you a week later and say something's wrong with it. And you have to try to talk him over it.
Between him and my mom, I've been fixing something wrong. He's not that bad. My mom, she thinks she gets computer viruses all the time because there'll be a pop-up that says to call a phone number or something happens there, and you just turn the thing off and turn it back on. It's fine.
Uh-huh. I'm that guy though. They'll be like, what happened? What happened to this thing? I'm freaking out. And they'll just like, go open that window and then click this. Like 2 easy little basic steps. Like, freak out. Uncalled for.
So yeah, so a lot of people that were in the Bay when all this stuff blew up and apps and all this stuff, you were in a hole somewhere.
I was.
No, literally. I'm not being condescending. You were in the military in a hole.
I really was. But I feel like even just as it was booming, just as it was like taking off, even more like, late 90s. Well, I graduated high school in 98. So there's cell phones and things are going on. But in that 2000 period when, shit got really involved, military, Marines gone.
Yeah.
And someone would come around with another cell phone. Like, what can it do? You can ignore calls while you're on the phone with someone else. Like, holy crap, blew my mind. How funny is that?
I remember when call waiting came out, and that was a big deal.
That's so funny.
It would go beep, beep, and that was a thing, and you would just ignore it. And then the people that didn't pay for call waiting, you would have a friend that would, you ever have that friend that like needs attention right now? Like right now, they're freaking the fuck up, man.
Yeah.
Or like whatever, right? Some situation where someone has to talk to you right now. Back in the day, we had emergency breakthrough.
Oh, I was thinking you were going to say that. That's hella funny. I forgot about that until you started leaning on the...
It was like the collect call lady.
Signal.
The same, but she was like,
so funny.
she was more assertive than the collect call lady.
Yeah. I had an emergency breakthrough.
Yeah, it was,
so
and she would say it like she was excited about saying it or something. Like emergency breakthrough lady would come on, and she'd be like more assertive, and she'd be like, "We have an emergency breakthrough," like that. Like it's an emergency breakthrough.
Super belligerent.
From Chloe. Like what the fuck? No, there's no emergencies from anything named Chloe. Stop it. There's none. Ever. Is it even a real name? I just made that name up, but
my friend has a dog named Chloe.
Okay. What kind of dog is it?
A little bulldog, like the run of the litter. Little cute little thing.
French bulldog?
No, like a
English one? Like,
yep. Saggy face.
Oh, like the sad ones. The ones that look not happy.
But it's a runt and super energetic.
Oh, yeah.
Pretty cool. Little Chloe.
Okay.
I haven't seen Chloe in about 2 years or 2 or 3 years. I'm sure that dog's still around and kicking though.
I had an American Pit Bull Terrier for 11 years. That was an awesome dog. But with housing and bringing it anywhere, they'd look at you like you were going to sell meth immediately. they're like, you're
white guy with a pit bull probably selling meth.
You're like, yeah, this guy, he probably bites people. Like,
yes,
he's got something wrong with him. Like, how many syringes do you have on you, sir? Go ahead. So it's really hard in California. But what I found is that I can't do it. The emotional rescue dog, or what do they call it, where you can have the paper and it says that it's for like medical emergency. What do they call it? It helps you emotionally. Like the stress dogs or whatever.
Yep. It's like a service dog. It's like not a safety dog, but it's like on the tip of my tongue.
It's a service animal.
It's a type of service animal. Yes.
Emotional something, right?
Yeah, like relief.
Yeah, and they bring them into restaurants, but it's
companion animal or something like that.
Companion animal, and because it's medical, you can't ask. That's the way like HIPAA works. I think medical privacy. You can't ask someone what's their illness, and so you can. And it's actually one where you can get a paper, and it can say that you need it to have your dog with you for emotional support, and it's a valid thing. And you're not supposed to be able to be denied access to places. That's why you see more. Like I saw on a Southwest flight, the girl getting on there with the dog, and which as long as it's quiet and stuff, I don't mind. I love animals. I love dogs. It's when they show up in restaurants with them.
Does it matter how big the dog is? Like, can they say, that Saint Bernard is not a companion dog?
See, I don't think they can do that.
It just matters if the dog can like pass the test, right?
I don't think that's the thing either. I think.
Oh, interesting.
I think the way that the system is set up is such that you can't really question it.
They're
therapeutic. They're like, emotionally.
The other dogs, right? Like the service dogs, they have requirements they got to meet, right? Not too barky or licky or anything like that, right? I feel like
but that's for a particular service. If you just have some sort of emotional scarring, I guess the idea is like, no, my dog is what the fuck I need, and that I think is how it works. And if I'm wrong, it's cool to correct me because I'm wrong a lot, and I'm just saying words. I'm making shapes with my face, and sounds are coming out. And if they sound like something wrong, just send a thing to the thing and at Clint Cronin on somewhere,
and we'll get back at you.
And we'll be like, hey, we were wrong about the dog thing. I love dogs, but so I was there's two breeds of dogs that I was looking at that I kind of want a dog, right? Because I'm getting to that age where I kind of want to be responsible for something, right? That age, I'm getting old.
It's gonna be a lot of fucking responsibility. You're gonna have to either take it with you or have someone come over and feed it when you want to leave.
So
pick up a bunch of crap, like literally in the back. I don't want to discourage you. I think about getting a dog too. And I'm like, I can't. What happens when I go snowboarding? Because I could probably bring it, but because my wife doesn't snowboard that much, but.
Oh,
you're gonna have to be on it, man. It's crazy.
Well, yeah. You
get a little small French bulldog.
That was one of it. That was one of the options. It was French bulldog or pocket bully.
What does that look like?
They're so dope. They're like little coffee tables.
What? I don't think I've ever seen that.
It's like, okay, think of a small like bull terrier body or like a pit bull body, but like wide and short and small, like very wide but very short.
Oh,
but they don't.
Yeah.
It's like the English bulldog body, like a wide one, with the head of
chest is like barely off the ground.
They're little skateboards, yes, but the head of an American pit. So it doesn't have the. They look like dun, 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 like the you know what I mean, like Petey.
Yes, but stockier.
They're low riders.
What was the word you used? What'd you call it?
They're referred to as pocket bullies.
Pocket bully.
Well, they're bully dogs. And then a sub breed of the bully dog breed is pocket bully.
Interesting.
And there's other ones too. But there's big ones where you're like, dude, what are you talking about? It's like those cows with the double muscles.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to
steroids.
Yeah, I'm not trying to intimidate people with the dog. It looks cool. It's a little skateboard guy and little legs. It's cool. Like
that French bulldog though, it will get much more access.
Yo, that's what I was gonna say. I'm like the little French bulldog guy. They're first of all, they're adorable.
Pretty freaking cute. Making me want to vomit.
Yeah, a little bit in my mouth just now.
There's just like, oh, look how, just a little too cute.
But yeah, there's fawn colored ones. I want a fawn French bulldog. Pretty cool.
Light brown?
Yeah, like khaki.
Mm-hmm.
Like a nice like a khaki, that BDU
battle dress uniform, perhaps.
Yeah, like that color.
BDU.
Like, I want a BDU French bulldog. Like that should be a thing. And I think that would be cool to have one of those. I wouldn't be homeless with it.
What would you call that thing?
Oh, you've engaged me in thought.
Hell yeah.
I
think give your dog a badass name. Even if it's like a little dog, you give it this huge name. So when someone who doesn't know your dog, they hear the name and they're like, lightweight, get intimidated. Like, oh, what? What kind of dog is it? Killer? What? What kind of dog is Killer? Little French bulldog. What's up? Come here, Killer.
What would I call him? Let's come back to that because I'm going to think about it a little bit more. You've got a blog and a website launched now.
I do. The Anthony Baker Show.
That's
right.
And we got to get it up there. You got to start doing because you have Motivational Monday talks where you take basically your experience and you sort of spread the wealth a little bit and give people a little bit of motivation, especially in the winter months, right?
Especially in the winter months because that's when discipline will slack. It's too cold.
So on Saturday, we had the One World thing, right?
Yep.
And discipline was slacking a little bit. Well, not necessarily slacking, but I think like priorities were getting weird. I had to go to Valley Fair Mall the morning before. I had to pick up something, and there was a time frame on it. It was Saturday morning. They had the Space Jam, the Jordans, and I recall you have to win a raffle to get the thing. And on the way over there, and I just wanted to park, and my whole deal was I was going to park, go and get the things, and that's it. I get them every Christmas like that. That's like the thing.
Yeah,
I like the 11s and what I don't give a fuck. Like,
where you picked them up inside Valley Fair?
Yeah, but
what store?
Well, you had to if you went to any of the stores before to get them. You had to get a raffle ticket or an online raffle, and you had to win it to have the ability to buy them at retail. So you didn't win anything, but that's the high demand. So at Chic, the shoe store Chic, there was a huge line. There was a line of people that won them and a huge line of people that didn't, hoping there'd be extra pairs.
Good luck.
I think like a couple hundred people just at various shoe stores lined up.
Damn it.
And that's every mall across the country.
I'm just getting anxious. I'm just freaking out already with all the people.
So I went to Shoe Palace, and there was like 4 people in front of me in the line, so it was all right. But on the way to Shoe Palace, there was no parking, and this is the part where I started getting pretty anxious because it was Christmas shopping at the mall right by Santana Row. You got some drivers that are just some no driving motherfuckers.
We have to come back to that too because there needs to be some type of update on the driving privilege, like a 6-month update or some. I know it's going to create all types of bureaucracy, but there's people that do not know how to fucking drive. I'm like, how long have you been driving? You don't know how to drive. Why would you merge like this? No. But that's a total tangent.
No, it's a valid one.
It's ridiculous.
Because it was so bad in the Valley Fair parking lot. I'm looking around, and what do I see is just lines and lines and lines, just full, and valets going. There's valet there,
Taking up. Yep.
And people are indecisive. They don't know left, right. They don't know what to do. People doing just all kinds of crazy things. People walking across in front of a line of cars on their phone, texting and shit.
Don't even get me started.
But what I do is
Zombie.
They are oh man,
Zombie.
I go. I saw Cheesecake Factory. It was wide open. And it said Cheesecake Factory customers only. And I'm thinking to myself,
Grab lunch.
No, we're about to go to a potluck. Mike loves cheesecake. I'm at the Cheesecake Factory.
Perfect.
Fuck this shit. I'm gonna walk in. I'm gonna park right in front, like a doctor, Joe. Like a doctor. So I'm gonna park right there. I'm gonna go inside Cheesecake Factory. I'm gonna buy the cheesecake, but I'm gonna ask them to kindly hold it a moment. I need to go grab something real quick, just 2 seconds, right?
G.
So I go. I buy the cheesecake. How much is a cheesecake supposed to cost? Like what? Seriously?
So I did hear a little bit about this, but just just to go along with it, at Safeway at like a grocery store, you get a cheesecake, $15.
This was $64.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Whoa. What are they doing in there? It's a factory. You think it would be like, the fucking what do you call them? The parts, the standardized parts. There'd be a conveyor belt, an assembly line. There'd be some standardized process in this factory that would make the process efficient.
No, that was like handcrafted.
This is handcrafted. This is not okay. $64. That means I was thinking to myself, I'm like, hey, beautiful. Hey, is it that? Yeah, I tried.
That's what you did there.
Didn't work. I'll try. I'll work on that.
That's what you did there.
So then I'm thinking, man, these shoes just costed an extra $60. And then I thought, I'm like, no, you're going to a potluck anyway. Was it going to show up nothing? And I almost did.
$60 cake.
It was a $60 cake. And then people really didn't go near it because there's so much food.
Yes, but it was so much to kind of deal with. When you open it, it was these little individually
huge cakes,
sliced, double dipped chocolate things. It was $60.
I think I still have cheesecake. Like another piece or two here.
Yeah, I would say to ration the hell out of it because it cost $64.
And
keep it till the absolute end, just before it expires.
It's like that piece of wedding cake you put in a fucking freezer for a year.
You're supposed to save it for a year.
So crazy. I feel like maybe you do that with that one.
Hold out on that cake. $60. Hello.
And here's the thing. I'm not saying it was bad, because so for me, I feel like one of the things that makes the United States great is Oreo cookies. I feel like there's other sandwich cookies that are like okay and whatever.
I like lemon cookies. Those things.
Really?
It's like crack. Like literal crack. Like Oreo cookies for show. Another like those sandwich cookies.
The other ones.
I had recently like it was 2 Thin Mints with something in the middle, some type of cream in the middle, covered in chocolate with candy cane crumbles.
What the fuck?
Oh, it was so bomb. I don't know where one of the girls, my coworkers, she came and had some for everybody. Double layer, chocolate dipped, peppermint bark on the outside.
Oh,
or whatever. It was little candy cane, so it was all minty, right? Because it was like Thin Mints. See, like Girl Scout Thin Mints.
Because I'm thinking of like how strong a candy cane mint is, but then it's like
just
not
so light. It just gave it more extra like crispy
texture.
A little bite to it. So good.
So I could sit there with some Thin Mints and I can kill the entire box and
both sleeves done.
I don't feel bad.
Both sleeves done.
I feel bad because there's some. The last time I went to Brazil, I had just bought my Girl Scout cookies and I spent like good $50 on. I got Thin Mints. Like I hoarded them like it was the last thing I was. Like end of the world shit.
They have Thin Mint Girl Scout cookies in Brazil.
Hell
Is
no.
that what
No, before I left, I bought them
and
I stashed some here. And I also stashed. I bought a bunch of the green tea Kit Kat bars and strawberry Kit Kat. The Asian ones.
I've seen those. I haven't tried them.
There's cheese Kit Kat too.
Oh,
They're good. They're all good.
Oh, I don't know. Is it like American cheese or like when you say cheese? Is
No,
it like sweet?
It's like chocolate kind of cheese, like cream cheese.
It's not like Monterey because people make weird candies.
No, like they weren't as good as other ones, but I wasn't mad at them.
Okay,
I got it. Like once you're like ew, but then you bite into it, you're like, oh, this is like not a terrible thing. So I left all this shit that these aren't things you can get often. Are they the best thing in the world? No. Would I rather have an Oreo cookie? But the Thin Mints I was pretty excited about, and I had someone that may or may not have been my middle brother house sit my house, and I came back and anything with a gram of fucking sugar and it was gone. Anything with a gram of sugar was gone. And he would say, I replaced your ice cream. But then he'd eat the replacement. But then he'd buy another one and eat that replacement.
Furious. I'm getting mad right now just hearing the story. I'm getting furious.
I'm still upset. Wayne, you owe me some fucking Thin Mints.
Fucking up, Wayne.
You just got called out. I want my Thin Mints.
Oh. I ate your ice cream, but I replaced it.
It was many boxes of Thin Mints.
But I ate that ice cream too.
So we train a lot, right?
Yes.
And so diet is important. It's critical. Rest is important. It's critical.
Absolutely.
But I like joy too.
Yes, I do as well.
I take a lot of pleasure in like completing a task, right? Completing a project.
Yes.
Growth, learning things. But I also like some fucking Oreo cookies and Thin Mints.
Hell yeah. So all those things that you talked about prior to those Thin Mints and those little goodies, those little morsels of goodness was about being disciplined and focused.
Yeah.
If you can stay the path, be disciplined, be focused for the time. When it's time to relax and have a bunch of $64 cheesecake, you have 2 slices. You have 2. Because the time and the weeks in between was disciplined.
Yeah. I feel like when you half-ass it on the mat or in the gym or training,
in
right?
the kitchen,
whatever, when you half-ass it, when it's supposed to be hard work, right? They say 15 good engaged minutes of training is better than an hour just being like, how's your day? Oh, dude, I don't know. Like not really paying attention, not being present.
Nope.
Right? So I'd rather see 15 hard working minutes just going hard than an hour of just, there's the half-ass training where
so much more benefit.
Like, do you ever go to class and you don't give 100% and then you go to eat and it's just like you don't feel it? But for me, I like to go hard, bring it all out, lay it all out there. And then when I'm done, it's like, I feel like I earned that meal.
Hell yes. Glycogen stores depletion, just totally depleted.
And a lot of couples out there that the girl's like, you spend so much time doing jujitsu, or vice versa. There's a lot of women in jujitsu now where the guy's like, dude, you're out there with those guys so much, blah, blah, blah. Consider this. And this is strategy, guys. And if I'm fucking up your game a little bit, I'm sorry, but check this out. I'm sorry. This is the tip, and this is for the significant others out there with the jujitsu boyfriend, significant other, right? So, if you want to talk about something that might be like a little bit, you might get resistance under normal circumstances. When a person who trains hard and leaves it all out on the line, when they come home, they're thinking 3 things. And once those things happen, they're nice and relaxed. The glycogen store is depleted, and they're just trying to think about 3 things. Number 1, a bottle of water, cold water. There is nothing better. I don't care
Hydration.
I do not care what your favorite beverage is. I do not care. I'm interested. I appreciate it, but I do not care. At this point, cold water is the best beverage ever. It tastes better than anything else after you trained your ass off. You got that steam coming from your head, right? From your body. You're like, oh my God. It's like I'm on fire. You are on fire. Get you some water. Best beverage ever. Number 2, a shower. How good is that shit?
Best ever.
And after that, number 3, clean clothes and a fucking meal. That meal. That was 4 things. But a meal. And then some clean clothes too.
I don't know how to read, but I can do a little bit of math. Just a little bit.
The food, water, shower. Not in that order. Shower first. Don't be gross.
Don't be. Hygiene is huge. What can I go out on a limb here and say that because health and well-being, right, all go in this little basket together.
Yes.
And if your hygiene level was maintained or increased, you might get a little more enjoyment out of life. But it would sound just like the craziest thing. But can I tell you, one of my coworkers, she's going to school to be a dental hygienist, and she told me that it's more beneficial to floss at night versus in the morning.
Okay.
And I didn't really understand why, but I guess because of all the goop throughout the day,
There is goop.
you clean it out at night before you go to sleep. Brush your teeth, right? So when you wake up, all the sugar and germs didn't get to solidify and gather up while you slept.
There's one really good reason why it's good to do it before bed, right? Because when you rest is when your body heals, right?
Yes.
Let's imagine, for instance, you ate kind of late before bed and you had some ribs, right? Because ribs, you can get stuff in your teeth, get stuck in your teeth, or I'm trying to think of a food that really gets kind of in there. You know what I'm saying?
Meat, meat,
just meat, like a steak.
But so all of it. So at night, right? Lemon sandwich cookies. Ooh, you're getting that in your teeth. It's in your teeth. With even more caked on than the ribs, probably, right?
Well, with the ribs, though, if you have any gap between any of your teeth, I have some,
there.
That it's going to get stuck in there. But what happens is if it's there overnight, it could become inflamed and infected.
I believe that.
Right? But if you ever floss when something's stuck in there, and it's like that relief feeling.
Hell yeah!
You ever get a toothache because something was stuck in there?
Mm-hmm.
Because what'll happen is it'll settle, right? Let's go further down. So yeah, definitely floss before bed for sure.
That's what the girl was saying, because overnight, right? It solidifies and they just gather more and more and more and more. So by the morning, this healing process that didn't take place instead went to reinforcement of this bad stuff.
Yeah, it's trying to break down a foreign substance. Which good luck, you ain't breaking down ribs.
So it might even be similar to how atherosclerosis in your heart starts to happen, right? Your body's trying to pull the plaque, and it's trying to pull the toxins out of the bloodstream, so it puts them on the wall. Then it narrows the wall by doing that. So your body thinks it's helping you when it's slowly killing you. So that's why it's better to eat right, and it's better to, increase your hygiene level.
The heart, man, that's some deep stuff, man.
Yeah, I had to go out there just right quick because it just kind of hit me. I was like, oh, that's probably one of those things that's happening where your body thinks it's probably helping itself, but you're like, oh, it's doing this double damage.
So there's a doctor that had a radio. Did I tell you about this guy before? His name is Dr. Harry Fish. It sounds like a fake name.
You know what? Yeah, we talked about that at practice one morning.
It sounds like a fake name.
Harry Fish.
It's he was on the Sirius XM. He had his own show there. He was on the Howard Stern channels. Because it was a men's health show. It was the first kind of men's health show out there on the radio that was that's all it was. And he said, basically, a men's penis is it's like a barometer or a dipstick for your heart health. So people that have ED, erectile dysfunction, this could be indicative of some sort of heart problem because it has to do with circulation and blood flow, right? So if things ain't working down there, maybe check out your heart. Go see your doctor and have a talk, because it's easy to go ahead and medicate. And what can happen is these guys that they have some sort of problem with ED, and what do? They go for a medicine that raises blood pressure. But if blood pressure and heart health is to blame, you run an even higher risk, right?
Yes.
Of hurting yourself even further, of heart attack and some other things. So, it seemed like really good information. Not a doctor, but if this thing ain't working, check this thing
for real
and make sure you're good, because that sucks. Man problems. And I feel like some of that stuff the doctor is going to say to them would be something that a trainer like myself would say to them also. Exercise a little bit more and change your diet. And that doesn't mean, stop doing everything. That just means change what you're doing now. Just do something different. Behavior.
Modify your behavior.
So if you could look at I'm not trying to say specific clients, but when, as you're training someone, and what are some things that you see that are just really easy fixes that you see a lot of people doing wrong? Like, what are some common behavioral traits that you can just see here? Just don't do this, do this.
Don't do this and do this. Something very common. I would say, honestly, probably dodging the work.
Okay.
If you could just stay true to your goal, because every day people talk about things. I want to do this, start eating right, work out more, but things always get in the way.
All right.
Something always gets in the way. It will be the slightest tip will, push over the entire structure. It's like it's not always the straw that broke the camel's back, but it's like the excuse where it's like, oh, I can't work out today because I got to do this thing. It's like, but you probably knew that you had to do that. You probably knew that you had to do that already,
Yep.
but you used that as a last minute excuse to dodge the work. So one common thing that I do see is people trying to skip the struggle. And I would say to just not do that, because then even if you're not, lifting a bunch of heavy weight or running as fast as you can, you're giving more continuous effort. And that's I think, a really big thing.
I feel like the thing DC, I don't know if it's his thing. I know he says it a lot, and I know he's well known for saying it, but that hashtag embrace the grind.
That's it.
I think it's a character building thing, right?
Yep. And I don't know if people understand what that word means, or what the phrase, I guess, or the statement means when it builds your character. Because like when I used to do a bunch of stand up and like boxing and stuff, and then I even heard like Mike Tyson say this, right? If you cut corners in the ring, you're probably doing some of those same things in life.
Yeah.
Because the way that you're fighting in this ring is the way you're probably conducting your life outside of the ring also. Being lazy with your punches, going to practice half the time. It's one of those things, right? If you can put forth true effort, even if it's just for those 15 minutes, it's a lot more beneficial than, 75% effort for an hour.
It's true. I remember teaching class one morning. It was like 6:30 a.m. or probably 6:45 by now, and I'm going through the warm up. And some days I have more grinding kind of warm ups. Like some days it's more like calisthenics and just people come in dragging ass, and someone starts talking about hard. I'm like, look, first thing, I know you're cold, I know you're tired, but you're here. So that's the last time we're going to talk about those things. We'll start running, right?
Everybody's here.
Yeah, we're here. Whatever. Let's do it. Like it's a team thing, even though it's an individual sport. When you're competing, it's a team. It's very much a team thing. And I would have somebody take water breaks all the time, or they'd want to do one less, or take bathroom breaks, or they'd want water between the thing, or they'd want to lay on the mat like extra at the end. I'm like, no, jog back. When you get to the end of the mat, jog back from the hip escapes. And I'm like, look, every time you take these breaks, every time you take water breaks in between rounds, every time you sit out rounds and other people aren't, this is what you're learning. This is fight school. So every time you take these breaks, every time you're saying, no, I can't, you're teaching yourself to quit. You're learning quitting.
Yes.
This is behavior. It's just behavioral therapy in the wrong direction, right?
Yep. You're training yourself to give up when it gets hard. As soon as your threshold is pushed or challenged even a little bit, it's like, nope, I'm done.
Yeah,
I can't just give up that easily.
I remember I was on a tangent, like telling us having like I kind of get kind of soapboxy sometimes with the guys there, because I see more in what they're capable of sometimes than they do.
Yes,
I know that they can do more, and sometimes it's just you have to get that idea in your head of just like, could I have done more? So I'm like, are you just gonna are you gonna get up and fight, or are you just gonna lay there and bleed? Like
they're gonna lay there and bleed. Like, I tried, I'm bleeding. Remember, I don't know if you heard the Joe Rogan and John Jones podcast.
Yes,
but he was talking about it too, right? He saw like John Jones would like go out and party the week before, just in case he lost, he could fall back on the excuse. So it's like, it's crazy, right? Like with the conscious decision to give up, or so another thing, right? What is something else common that I see through people and how could, they better or whatever. It's like that commitment thing. They consciously make the decision. It's like, I'm going on vacation. I'm not going to work out. You're consciously making a decision to not work out at all.
Okay, so
do something.
For example, when I'm out of town, I bring my gear.
That's what I'm saying.
I was in Vegas for like a while, right? I was visiting family. I'm not partying in Vegas. I'm in my 30s now. Like when I go to Vegas, it's for family, it's for business.
You live there, it's different.
Yeah, like when you live in Las Vegas and people want to go to the Strip, it's like first of all, when you live in Vegas, you have more friends than you ever knew you had that want to come visit and like crash at your house for free. Hello. It's like, hey, I haven't seen you since we weren't really friends, but it's cool. Oh, the spare room's over there. Don't steal nothing. But when I'm there and where I'm anywhere, man, I used to travel to London, Singapore, Brazil, Portugal, Mexico, Vegas, LA, all over the place. I'd bring my gi, I'd bring some gym shoes, I'd bring some sweats, a tank top, and a hoodie.
Conscious decision.
Like that's not what I do when I don't enjoy that. I don't enjoy just like doing the partying and so the last time we were on the bachelor party for Jose in Vegas, everybody's like, oh, I'm so hungover. I already put in 3 miles on the treadmill and did deadlifts and lifted weights. Like I worked out every single day, because that's not enjoyable to me doing nothing.
It's not. I
can't park it. Like we have that. My TV is because the crew comes over to watch fights. I don't watch that thing. That gets turned on when y'all are here. Yeah. You've seen it in my TV probably about almost as much as I have. It's like it's not enjoyable to me. This is why I do jujitsu and I do this stuff not to like have a better body necessarily. It's because I like it.
It's fun.
I love what we do. Like
it's fun.
And the reason I'm like doing this is because it's benefited me so much, and my experiences in my life, I feel like if I share them, someone might get something good out of it.
Yes.
Like
people think they're alone. So the more we talk about our successes and failures, they're going to start to see the parallels with their life.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. It's crazy because it's really easy, especially in like the winter months, man. There's less sunlight. Money's tight for lots of reasons.
Holidays, right after summer.
Family stuff, and you get sick and just all kinds of things, right? School can be like
trying to go back to school, right? In the fall, you gotta buy books.
What about midterms, right? Like paying for
freaking out.
There's a lot, and it's really easy. And it's a slippery slope. Like if you have like depression sucks. Like some people, like a lot of people that are depressed, they don't even know.
Yes.
And there's a stigma where like depression somehow means like weak or crazy or bad.
Yes.
And some people will go undiagnosed their whole lives and stuff. And I feel like, well, first of all, that Submit the Stigma that group's awesome. That the Aaron. They do seminars. Like they just had the one for we had somebody from Coyote Terrace pass away.
Oh, right? Yes.
And it's basically the stigma of mental illness and all this sort of thing. And it's basically to sort of raise awareness and like, humanize these topics and to make, bring light to a lot of them. And another one, Mission 22, right?
Yep. More soldiers have committed suicide than have died in war. Is that how they say it?
22 a day, right?
22 a day. So that's why it's so crazy that so many people could give up their freedom so other people could have freedom, but still think that they're alone with all those other people that have done the same thing. And it's like, but talk to somebody. Talk to somebody.
It's I've had many close people, loved ones that have suffered from depression, like severe anxiety, panic attacks, that sort of thing. And then once it's somebody close to you, it's like you realize that it's not just it's for attention or they're just crazy or something like that. No, like they're in pain. Something's wrong. The understanding of the human psyche, the human mind, like the brain, it isn't what we think it is. They don't know as much about the brain as we think.
They're learning stuff all the time.
And you're looking at, I mean, I'm not saying like psychedelics are the answer, but like even the MAPS Institute's learning new things every day about how like microdosing is like helping a lot of the soldiers.
I heard that too.
Cannabis is helping a lot of this, like, with dealing with PTSD, dealing with a lot of this stuff. It's dealing with depression, dealing with anxiety. So, you were actually the first person I saw doing the push-up thing on Facebook.
Really?
Yeah, I never saw it before that.
Right on.
I have plenty of former military friends, but yeah, yours the first one I saw.
I can't remember who got me going, but somebody definitely called me out and challenged me, so I started to bust them on out every day. But it's so crazy, isn't it? How
it's caught on.
I love that it's caught on. I love that the awareness has been increasing, but I don't love that it's still happening. But I mean, it's going to happen until we can get some more work going.
So here, like, break this down for me a little bit. If someone sees has to discharge their weapon, and I say it the way I do because I'm used to talking to police people. I have a lot of friends like Eric, Acha, and then Dave. Like they're both PD. I spend a lot of time with these guys, talking to these guys or whatever. So I say, if you use your firearm, but I mean, military, it's like a little bit more active than that in many of the jobs, right? Many of the MOS, right? So like a tour ends in Fallujah, wherever, Afghanistan, wherever it is. Is there, what I understand, and correct me if I'm wrong, like you would generally not go directly home, like you'd wind up like Germany or somewhere, like decompress.
Yeah, for the most part, that's how we cycled out Pakistan and Afghanistan. After September 11th happened, we were in Australia and they rounded us all up out of the bars. Like Shore Patrol was in their uniforms, going to nightclubs and bars and rounding up all the soldiers and Marines, whatever. But after leaving Afghanistan and Pakistan, we definitely had liberty in Australia to kind of help you relax, I suppose. I'm not entirely sure why, but living on the boat for so many months, being in the field and out there in the bush, for weeks and months at a time, was just like over a month in Pakistan, and again, like just over a month in Afghanistan. I feel like everybody definitely wanted some time off, right? Because where'd we go first? Perth, Australia.
Oh, cool.
Super cool.
Right.
We were there supposed to be for just a few days, but we ended up staying like an extra 3 or 4 days. Whatever. We were all ready to stay. Run wild some more. So
what I understand, and if this is not true, let me know. But I heard this on Joe Rogan, and I've heard this from other people. If your MOS is not something that sees maybe direct field action, like let's talk drone operators, they just go right home, and you can do this job from home. Like you don't necessarily. So if you live in a place where maybe you live near there, if you have your family on base with you, since some of these drones can be operated from very far away.
Yeah, remote.
Yeah, remote, right? Some of these people go right home, or they don't have these like this decompression period, like you're talking about, like this a buffer between your combat or your field operations and your home life, and you don't have the chance to decompress, and being able to have this zoom capability on these this really high tech drones, seeing that there's a acceptable loss, right? And seeing that acceptable loss through a camera, an HD camera, and it's kind of creeping me out just even seeing it. Like, and then you go home with that in your head. It's like a video game now, and it's like
removed.
Yeah, just sort of. I'm pretty sure that some of these guys are part of that 22 that you're.
Yeah, I wouldn't doubt it. I would not doubt it.
So it's then it's funny. I saw the Mission 22 thing. I know Kurt Osiander's been doing stuff with them for a while now, which is really cool. He's pretty passionate about it. He contributes quite a bit. Like he was the first one I saw with the gi. He had the first gi, the Nostifiance, or whatever it's called, the Defiance or whatever. Like I don't have the cool French accent thing. I don't know.
No,
I don't. I'm bad at accents. then the new show your roll was, there's a 22 on it and stuff.
Badass.
That's the first one I saw where they dropped the price a little bit, and then you could buy as many as you want, because it's not just this boutique thing. It's like, no, we should sell a lot of these damn things because this matters. Like this, and show your roll. Like, a lot of people are like, oh, you can never get the geese and blah 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 blah. First of all, their stuff fits my body type much better than a lot of other brands out there. And then the first thing I saw that really kind of gave me a second, like a different idea of what they were, was when they were doing this autism awareness stuff. They started producing like the autism awareness shirts and stickers and stuff.
Cool.
And seeing that it was just cool, just seeing like that, that they give a shit kind of.
Yeah.
And then seeing them do this, and I've got to meet some of the guys from the team. Like, I got to like tour the place and hang out and just spend some time with the guys and train with them over at there's a checkmat gym that they had, the Conchacoma. So
that's like Los Angeles down there,
like
right?
Right down the road from Show Your Roll, and like I think it's Los Alamitos or something like that. And just seeing like they were all just really cool. They were all hustling. It was just like some dudes from Guam came up, and they just built this thing.
Tight.
And you see, it's not like this big operation, but it kind of, it's bigger. It's like, if you look at what we're doing here, how it's like home, but it's like there's clearly hustle. Like, it has like that feeling to it, and like I can appreciate that. Like, I don't know, it has that sense of community where we like went there. It was Mark Heinzner, so like he knows like everybody, and he's homies with like everybody. So it was him. And he brought me over there, introduced me to his friends and stuff. It's his family. Like, his daughter is sponsored by them. His sons are they wrestle. They're both like badass jiu-jitsu. They're both, I think, sponsored by him now.
Of course.
Little 6-year-old kids. She's like, you see Maddie, like his daughter, like she's a G. This kid, she beats up all the boys. Like and because she trains with like Leah Vieira or whatever. Like, she's the little kid. Like, she has more medals than like most adults like put together that I know.
Right.
But just like going in there, and like we trained with them, we kicked it at the Show Your Roll thing. We watched like Masters Worlds on the TV in there, and then took pictures and stuff. And I hung out for a while, just shooting the shit about like old school jiu-jitsu people we knew. And then we went and all trained and had dinner together at right next door. It's like, it's all right there. There's like the Show Your Roll place, Conjacoma, and then there's a sushi place like right next door in the same plaza. And it was cool. It was like, oh, this is like, for me, that's what I like community.
Yeah. Yeah,
I feel like
did their family like work at those restaurants or something? Or
no,
what?
It was just right there. It was like but everybody knew them and shit because it's right there. It's like my neighborhood. Got my comic book shop right there. I got my gym right next to AKA, which is right there. It's all walkable. I walk there all the time.
Nice.
I got the breakfast place down in the same plaza where I don't have to order my food. They know me.
Cool. My
neighbors, like, we all know it. Like, we've had how many people over here watching the fights before?
Yeah, right.
And the neighbor never complained one time. You know why she said? Because when we're here, she feels safe. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, she knows, like, no one's gonna let anything happen to them.
Yeah, that's cool.
So it's like, I don't know.
Feel good
because it's community, man. It's like an old school thing, and I feel like people are so into the hustle and the bustle and the money and the being disconnected and being glued to your iPhone, and I'm guilty of it too.
Zombie.
I'm guilty, dude. Like, I'm on the phone way too much, but for me, I'm not like, oh, my Angry Birds or whatever. Play your game.
It's crazy when you gotta be business connected on your phone. You know what I mean? That's what it kind of.
It's such a conflict for me, and I think to me, it's going to be like more like a thing of time management.
Yep.
Like going to sleep. I need an extra hour of sleep, but I need like 12 more hours every day.
Yes. Who you're not the only one. How crazy is that we're all given 24 hours in the day, but some people just maximize the hell out of it. Like, how are you doing all those things in just 24 hours? How do you do it? It's like the behavior thing that we're always talking about is like 10 minutes on the phone doing this one thing, another 10 minutes if I got to be on the phone doing this other project. So 10 minutes here, 10 minutes, maybe 15 if it runs long on the other spot. After a while, it's been an hour. Hopefully you worked on 3 or 4 different things, you know?
So the thing that I can tell you from experience now in terms of time management is like I have to be strict about when I sleep. I have to be strict about when I wake up, and I have to be strict about like taking action. Like, when it's time to get up, I gotta go. that 6:30 class comes, that serves so much for me as a reminder and like almost like a character building type thing. Like, no one wants to hear a grown ass man complain at all, ever. No one wants to hear a grown ass man complain.
It's like similar to hearing a baby cry. Very similar, like baby crying, grown man complaining.
Your wife don't want to hear it. Your wife does not want to hear it.
Worst sound.
I'm not saying if you have something seriously wrong with you, don't fucking address it. But I'm saying, I don't want to do it. No, that's what I mean. I don't think.
Whining.
I don't want, yeah, no.
Grown man whining. Worst sound ever.
I don't miss my class. Like, there's times where I'm still working from the night before, and I go into that class, and other people might complain. I'm not going to be one of them. I can't, because that sets a precedent. That the job is literally to improve the day of the student, to make the value in them is in them coming there is that they feel better.
Yes.
That they feel better. That you give knowledge, you give a training experience, and not giving negativity, not teaching that, it's like, oh, here's what you do. You get a group of people together and then you just give them shit, or you give them negativity.
Mm-hmm.
I don't do divisive stuff. I don't, what I'm saying? Like I feel, and I try not to do divisive topics on here. Like I try not to go into things that divide people, because there's enough of it. And it's easy. It's so lazy. It's so lazy. It's so flagrant and so lazy just to make a show that just gossips, or it says like negative stuff about somebody, just controversy just to create cash, right? It's lazy. And I feel like once you get one of these things and you cultivate some sort of audience, you grow your friends, or your number of friends out there, you grow your number of listeners, you got a responsibility with it.
I think so.
It's because there's going to be people that listen to it. You've got a wealth of experience in the military, right? You've competed in jiu-jitsu for years now, right? You're like an established purple belt. You won U.S. Open just now, right?
That's right.
Gold medal.
Gold medal.
So what was your division in medium heavies?
195.
So you're heavy, or no? Medium heavy.
Medium heavy.
Medium heavyweight.
36 years old. So Master 2. Purple belt.
Purple belt. That's real.
Almost 40.
Almost 40.
37 in March. I'll be 37. It's my birthday.
Which March? What day?
The 6th.
I'm 17th.
Right on. Okay.
Right there. So that's real. Like when you list off these qualifications and you spend a little bit of time in front of these things, you do your Motivational Mondays, you do your podcast, you do your blog, and people are looking at it and be like, man, that guy's just like me. Like he's been through the stuff I'm going through. I wonder what he thinks about this, right? I wonder what he thinks about this topic. And it's if we just go out there and we just say, F this person for blah blah, and you know what I'm saying? Like you do that, you're
cancerous. You're
teaching that, and you're probably like you're adding to the division.
Yes.
And there's already so much of it out there that. And everybody, they talk about the election. They talk about, and to me, I mean, I'm not trying to marginalize that, because it's a very fucking important job, even if it's realistic or not. It's just another TV show to the people. And here's how I can tell you, it's just another TV show to most people. The previous generations, like our parents' generation, for example, when they would discuss politics, they would discuss policy. When you're talking about debating who should be president, you talk about this person's politics versus the other person's, right? The party A versus party B, red, blue, whatever, right? Now all they talk about is the muckraking. All they talk about is the political slander, the
Yes.
campaign defamation, the whatever.
Yes.
That's all they mention. They talk about racism and they talk about an email scandal. They're not talking about which one's good for the economic development. They're not talking about working class. They're not even talking about social issues, because at least with the last election, they're talking about maybe the pro-life, pro-choice thing. They're talking, but now they're just talking about the stuff that the shit you throw at each other, and that's all they talk about.
Yes.
So to me, that says we have a less educated
population, yep,
or in terms of our less in tune population in terms of like the actual issues at hand, or maybe we just we're dumbing down these I feel like they dumb down the primaries, they dumb down the debates on purpose, where in a generation ago you wouldn't be able to interrupt the other person talking ever.
Yeah, it's crazy, but
it's weird, right?
It is very weird. It's very strange,
and it's almost like they're cultivating this division thing just for ratings. Like they're making this more outrageous. Like it's almost like the Jerry Springer show.
Yes, because that's what got more people to tune in, and because people weren't watching.
But it's fucking lazy. It's lazy.
It's absolutely
totally inappropriate. And it's to the point now, the way the media portrayed and the way they allowed these, like, I remember the one thing I did watch was like the Republican primary where they're talking about the size of Donald Trump's hand. And
yeah, that's crazy, right?
So we're talking about the size of the guy's dick. Really? That's what you do? And I'm not, I feel I have varying sort of beliefs politically on both sides. There's things that, fiscally and socially, like from both sides, and I just don't think that any one person is either a red thing or a blue thing. I think we have lots of ideas, and depending on the time of day, those ideas could be very, very different.
Definitely.
Like, how do you feel hungry versus you just you just ate? How do you feel stressed? How do you feel after you busted a nut? Like, you're a different animal before and after these things.
All throughout the day.
You got to take a piss. You're not thinking politics. You're thinking about taking that piss, right? We're a combination of systems, right? Operating somehow in stereo, sometime, in concert, and sometimes not, right?
It's like the name calling thing just was for that, and whoever the individual was, right? Because it was all kinds of it. It was just some way to gain some type of edge, or to look more not necessarily powerful, but just correct, and just to gain popularity, I guess. Or
like that he could hang on this level because in terms of just being Donald Trump was the skilled, not like politician, but he was like a skilled like television personality, like
because he's been there. It's what he does. So he just was making up those nicknames for people and just saying the craziest thing, and they're like sliding comments in, going to jail. You should be in jail. What are you doing, man? What are you doing? But people ate it up.
He's super charismatic, and
people ate it up.
And just Hillary with that voice, that mom voice that's disappointed and she's mad at your father.
It was all bullshit, man. The whole media thing, it was so crazy. And then from like a citizen standpoint, it's like, who are you supposed to listen to? So what is right over here? What is going on? So crazy.
I thought even crazier than in the midst of our election. I'm like, okay, this is some crazy. You can't top this. Putin was even like, yeah, sure. We'll just sort of back off a little bit during this shit going on, right? I thought, like, for sure he'd have some craziness to say. No, all of a sudden the 70-year-old Philippine president is fucking nuts. You heard about this shit?
I don't think so.
Wow. So he decides that drug users are like the devil, and they're fucking being executed.
Yeah, I saw someone post like that on Facebook recently. I wasn't sure if that was like just recent or if that was like long-standing Filipino law.
No. This is like their guy now, and he's basically got it so bad that drug dealers and any drug offender is coming to turn themselves in because their orders are to fucking just kill them.
Crazy.
So they're turning themselves in. He said, first of all, any in China, anybody that's going to be you go for the death penalty for drug related stuff. He goes that they're on their own. They shouldn't have done that. They shouldn't be doing drugs. So they're gonna die. Fuck them, basically. And he's like laughing about it. And they was like, wow, this is that's cold. And then the second thing he said is any Filipinos that live in the United States, they're not Filipinos anymore. They're Americans. And they're distancing themselves from America and they're aligning themselves with China.
This is Filipino?
Yeah.
This is Manny Pacquiao? Is he the governor or president or something?
No, he's not the president. He's part of like the Congress there.
Like an ambassador or something.
Yeah, he's part of there. He's
Manny Pacquiao.
He's in their Senate. He's a representative. He's part of the government.
Right on.
He has a real role.
Yeah.
Like he's part of the actual government. It's not just like Queen of England type shit. He has a job. Crazy. But all of a sudden it's like, wait a minute. And they said they're not going to be like a puppet for the United States. It was craziness. I'm like, I don't know much about his politics besides he's putting drug users to death.
Crazy.
What are you talking about? Drugs? Stop it. Why? They're there to make you feel better. Do they go about it the right way? Probably not all of them are, but the word drug is stupid.
It is. It's a label, right? Super general label.
But think of what it covers under the same word.
Mm-hmm.
It could mean alcohol, sugar, heroin, crack, cocaine, Tylenol, Oxycontin. Oxycontin. It's bad stuff.
Stay away.
It's bad stuff. It's funny. The government was like, with the war on drugs. Remember Nancy Reagan's war on drugs? And it was like, what do we do? What do we do? Oh, if we can't beat them, join them. And they productized all the shit that they were trying to get rid of. They were trying to get rid of crack because we had a crack epidemic.
Mm-hmm.
Remember?
Yeah.
This is your brain. This is your brain on drugs.
Crack.
Any questions? But what they do, they gave it to the kids, dude. They made Adderall. If you have ADD, I get it, it's supposed to help. But the majority of people that take it don't. And they use it for studying. You know what I'm saying?
Studying how to get high.
It's hardcore, dude. It's real hardcore. It's sold like crazy. People get prescriptions just to go sell it, and parents, get it for the kids, and they're like, "Here you go. This will help you study." You know what else will help you study?
Not being lazy.
Yeah, fucking put them in wrestling. You put
sports, just having to make grades. But if the kid doesn't want to, then they're not gonna do it. They're not gonna. And it's your job as the parent. I don't have any kids, right? But it's your job as the parent to get the kid to see the benefit in doing the stuff. Because I definitely did not listen. I didn't see the benefit into listening to what my parents were telling me till I was almost 30. Good 27. Like, I'll listen now.
I feel like I'm not meant to be a parent in a democratic nation. Like, I'm not saying it like that. I'm saying it this way.
Move to...
No. Like when I grew up, it's like it was different. So right now, you just said like you can't make the kids do nothing. I'm like, I did not have that fucking luxury or idea when I was growing up. My parents made me do whatever the fuck they wanted me to, and I didn't get to ask. I didn't question it. I couldn't question it. I didn't have unique ideas. I wasn't creative. Not saying I wasn't creative, but they didn't give a fuck. They were my parents. Whatever was supposed to happen, happened. You know why? Because they're gonna fuck. You don't say shit.
You got the belt?
I got the wooden spoon.
I got the belt.
So they never had to because
extension cord.
I was like 6'6", and I had two older brothers, and my mom. If it made it all the way to my dad, he carried himself in such a way where he could just give you that look where you're like, "Fuck." Because once it went to him, it was just like, I don't recall him ever really. Like, he spanked me pretty good a couple times. I remember one time I acted a fool and I embarrassed him in front of at a party.
Nice.
In the backyard.
You got an ass whooping.
I almost got drowned, dude. And I love my dad. Like he passed away when I was 14, but he was like my hero. Like the way he carried himself, like the level of just respect he commanded just when he walked into a fucking room, like it was crazy. It's like he spoke and it was like, he was like 6'6", and like he was a G. He was like he was an attorney, but he was like everybody knew him, everybody loved him. Everybody respected him more than that. And it was like fear, respect kind of thing. I don't even know what it was crazy. But he would, he was just, he was very deliberate when he spoke.
Mm-hmm.
He knew everything on Jeopardy. You couldn't be Scrabble, Jeopardy, anything like that. You weren't winning for sure. He knew fucking everything, and he was in Korean War vet. He was in Air Force.
Cool.
So like he lived in Libya and lots of places. He had experience, like, and he grew up during the Depression. I think he was born in 1939 or something.
Did you say he was a pilot?
He's too tall. He was like, I think he was like engineering or whatever, but he flew with them. But I don't think he was a pilot.
Was like a jumper, maybe?
So yeah, I don't know. I'll have to look at what.
Paratrooper.
Yeah, he was like 6'6". I don't fucking know what you can do in the Air Force at 6'6". But I knew he was overseas. Like he wasn't stationed here.
That's cool.
He was in like Libya and whatever. But yeah, he was born in 39. She's older. Anyway, yeah. I was in the backyard. We had like the above ground pool. We're in Jersey in the suburbs. It was summertime and like this party thing. My dad's like, all right, time to get out. And I was like, you can't make me get out. I'm in the middle of the pool. What are you gonna do? He was in a suit. He always had a suit. You know, and I'm like,
coming to get me?
Yeah.
You coming to get me?
Full suit. And I told him no in front of the family, in front of everyone, and someone giggled. I think my aunt's like, huh, like laughed at
Gotcha.
it. Yeah, like laughed that like he didn't have his kid under control or something. He went and got that kid under fucking control. He walked across down the steps of the deck, puts his cigarette in the ashtray because it's the 80s. He had his Lark cigarette.
He sounded like a gentleman. He didn't just flick it onto the ground.
Oh no!
Put the cigarette in the ashtray.
In the ashtray, starts walking.
Building this anticipation.
Oh, he had like not a swagger, but he had like he had kind of just like a walk. Like he kind of walked and it was shit.
He's calculating every step. He's figuring out just how to make this as painful as possible.
And he didn't say it twice. He did not tell me to get out of the pool twice. He said, okay, take slow. Walks, takes a step over, another step over into the pool, fully fucking clothed.
This is serious now.
In his suit.
That's awesome.
Grabs me by the fucking head and just holds me under the water to the point where I'm like crying and it picks me up out of the water enough to get like half her breath, and I'm like screaming and crying, and he's like, you're not gonna get out, and just holds me under again. And my dad's name is Clint too. Like, get him, stop it. And he's laughing his ass off at this point. He's not gonna get out, and I'm crying my eyes out. God, I was fucking
freaking out.
Oh, crazy freaking out. He has a giant hand on the back of my fucking neck. I ain't going nowhere.
Mm-mm.
And that concluded me disobeying my father.
Ever again.
Never needed a belt. He tried to drown me. He didn't try. Nope. If he wanted to fucking drown me, he was done. Yeah. I was being drowned. But no, I was like, that was it. That was the precedent that was set. And no, if I acted up or something, it was usually my mom.
How old were you at that moment in the pool?
I was a little kid. I was a little bastard. I was but I had two older brothers, and like they'd use them. Like yeah.
You thought you were gonna get away?
Oh no. He grabbed me, just held me underwater. I was like, shit. And no, it's not child abuse. I'm fine. And no one died. You can call the CPS. He fucking died in 98. It's fucking, it's too fucking late. But
it's water under the bridge.
Yeah, it's water in the fucking in-ground or the above ground swimming pool. We didn't have a good one. We were at the bottom of a hill, so the water table, we were like almost below sea level. We had like the basement that flooded and shit.
It's the worst. I heard someone that in my work was talking about Texas. Now it rains very frequently, so much that people's houses and basements get flooded. That's ridiculous. I'm from California. I cannot understand that. I don't want to get it.
Well, the thing wasn't even that it rained so much. Like it rained, right? But it was that I was on a coast city, like I was on the ocean, like right there. And then we were at the bottom of a hill. So being that close to the coast, you're sea level, literally. So you would dig a little hole in your front yard, like this fucking deep, and you'd hit the water.
Crazy.
Like legit hit the water. So at the bottom of a hill, it would rain and it would go down the hill, and then the basement, it would just fill with water, man. That's it. The ground would absorb it. Fucking there you go. And then we'd have like a bilge pump, like a hardcore, like two plug-in like vacuum pumps that would sit there and like pump out the basement. Like imagine like on a boat, right?
Just so crazy.
Yep, it sucked, man. So we had a pool table down there. We had like the coin-op machines, the video game one. We had Tron.
Oh, tight. I just love California, man. I hear all these stories about other states.
You guys are lucky as fuck here.
Yeah, hell yeah.
I'd watch
fucking awesome.
Every TV show. You guys would have these really nice schools. Like,
yep.
Look at Independence High School.
College looks like college. I think it used to be. I think
that's better than the community college I went to. I was like, fuck y'all with this high school.
It's but they ain't learning nothing.
Oh, I don't know.
The quality of teacher. I'm not sure. Now I don't have any kids. I don't really know, but I hear the things I hear. You know, maybe it's just lazy parents talking. I'm not entirely sure. Maybe it's a combination of things.
Apparently, they ain't parents.
Marshall.
No, you caught it.
I got you.
You got it.
That guy can rap his ass off. He's a good rapper. And I feel like in 2016, like very recently, somebody was like either challenging him to a rap battle.
What?
Yeah. Hello. And like, you don't want to do that. You don't want to.
8 Mile was about him.
Somebody was talking and thinking that they were going to get the better of Eminem in a rap battle. I don't remember who exactly it was. I'm going to have to get back to you on that one, but I don't know why they would even think that.
He's so pissed off.
Kills people.
All the time. Why would you fuck with him in a rap battle?
I don't know why. And I feel like, honestly, it was somebody who cannot rap at all.
There's plenty of those.
There's plenty of those, but that's why it was super duper crazy.
You can only auto tune so much shit, man. Like reality's gonna kick in, and Marshall Mathers is pissed. Eminem's pissed. He's the angriest rich dude that I know of.
He's fucking good.
He's a good rapper. What about what's your favorite Eminem CD?
You know what? I actually was just listening to what's on the tip of my tongue? I think it was Marshall Mathers, actually.
So I loved Marshall Mathers because I felt like that was the one where he really like just had the balls to be different.
That's when he's like in the house or on the porch, right?
Was that with Stan?
That album. That album was good. That guy is so good.
And the one I like a lot, I think, is called Recovery with Cold Wind Blows on it.
That's like later, right? It's like later album, I think.
But front to back, that album is just one of the hardest hitting, like I think best rap albums and just like best pieces of work he's done.
I can't remember that album.
It has that Cold Wind Blows song on it. It has I Love the Way You Lie on it. Rihanna. It has that Untitled song at the end that's it's awesome, and he just like he slays on like a couple of these tracks. He just slays. He
listen to that again.
Like it's like polished, right? But he's pissed, and then he has a couple singles on that thing where you're like, how is this even not on the charts? I don't even think he released them as singles, but there's just I know Slim Shady and Marshall Mathers and the Eminem Show were all Eminem Show is the with with Elton John. That's an awesome CD too. There's a couple that I weren't a huge fan of, but those 3 plus Recovery were insane. I think like Recovery might even be my favorite one. Interesting. But I haven't listened to the old ones in a long time.
Yeah, you go back and listen to them because now when you listen to them, you're like, damn, he was saying that stuff. I can't believe he was saying that. Awesome though, such a good rapper.
Who is
Eminem? Yeah, same. He's such a good rapper. So crazy that the things he used to say and how people are so butthurt over the simplest things now. It's like, did you guys forget? Did you guys forget?
Yeah,
what it used to be like. You must have forgot. But I think maybe that's also why he's kind of like drawn back, maybe because he knows he gets so much flack from people being so butthurt.
I think he drew back because what else is there left to do?
Yeah, that too. And he kills bodies.
Yeah,
slay rappers.
Who is on that level now? Like I feel like rap changed and like it got different and it's all auto-tune now, and the way they rhyme, like the cadence even changed a little bit, and it's
that syrup got fools. They got their brain all jacked up.
Where the fuck do you even get that?
It's prescription medication, just as we were talking earlier. That's what killed Pimp C. Like his nervous system basically shut down. Just got too slow, like so slow. In fact, it would like not circulate blood or, let him breathe.
Who was the guy who was fucking there was like if you had a song, there was a version of it where it was like slow,
screwed.
The DJ screwed version of it.
That shit.
Remember that?
Hot. Yep, I love that.
I feel like that was like the scissor.
Screw, sipping on some scissor.
Yep.
It was so dope.
Man, I think I saw that, and I saw remember Lil Troy?
I do remember Lil Troy.
Wanna be a baller.
That song got so played out up here.
Why do they keep playing it at our gym?
I don't know.
Whose playlist is that?
That song surprisingly has so much bass. Like if you got into a car with some bass, and like it has some pretty good bass, but like the lyrics and this, I'm over that song. Has been shot caller, like it's so
20-inch blades,
so played out. Like the summer before I went to boot camp.
So I was in West Texas at the time when that came out, and I was into the import car scene, and someone got us tickets to the Tejano Supercar Jam because there's like a little import section over to the side, but it was like mostly all low riders. Like I was like the only one that looked like me out of everybody, and we're going there, and we pull up and everybody's bumping that song, and then all of a sudden like roll down the window, we're like, oh shit, I forgot, and Lil Troy was there.
Really?
Yes.
Crazy.
And that was like one of the headliners. It was like Lil Troy doing the Wanna Be a Baller song, and
of course,
and like Casey and JoJo, they were there.
Yeah.
It's just all kinds of stuff like that.
Keeping it wet.
Yep. Man.
Those guys were G's back in the day. I remember those.
I saw Twista still around.
Damn.
So we used to always like try to think like no one had technology to fucking measure it. We were dorks. Like we were trying to figure out like who was faster, like Mystical or Twista.
Twista.
Like Twista was. Like Mystical was more like Southern though. He was.
Yeah.
Man. All right. Let's see. I think next time I want to answer some questions off of Reddit user, listener people. And,
that'd be legit.
And be like, just like collect some like some white belt questions and be like, what are some things people can do?
Have you heard of Quora?
Quora?
Quora.
Yes. It's a good one.
That's a good one. I answer questions on there sometimes.
Do you?
Yeah.
I contribute on Reddit now into the BJJ, like a little bit. Like I answer sort of, it's my first time training, and I was worried about having an erection during training, and I'm like, no, don't have an erection.
Don't do that.
Not during training. No.
They won't ask you back again.
Yeah, they don't want you. You're not supposed to have an erection during training. That wasn't actually a thing that they asked.
Okay, good.
I keep at the end of podcasts like mentioning erections during training. I don't know.
Some people are freaks.
I think I'm just tired, and it's like that's the cue where I'm like ready to go to bed. Okay?
No, yeah, I think you're about right. It's time management. We talk about it.
I got to do a little bit. I got to do some writing, and then I'm gonna pass out.
That sounds good, man. I appreciate you letting me come out.
I appreciate you, brother. We gotta get these people in the know. We'll start sharing these Motivational Mondays on the Facebook.
That's right.
So if you don't know, now you know. Motivational Mondays, Anthony Baker on Facebook.
Look for me.
AnthonyBakerShow.com.
That's right.
And then
Instagram, AJB1371. It's my MOS. So I was a combat engineer in the Marines. Yut. AJB1371. Instagram. Snapchat, AJBBJJ.
I feel like we got to get you like something that's easier for people to remember.
Yeah, it's too many J's sometimes.
What you can do on Instagram is go to like under the account part, and you can like add another account to your Instagram, so you could have a separate one for your show.
Smart.
Or just like change the name of yours, fucking Anthony Baker Show. Anyway, that's Anthony Baker. He's going to motivate you on Mondays. He did the one. It's on the Clint Cronin Show Facebook. Today we recorded over by the brick wall of motivation, the brick wall of doom, the brick wall of bricks, the wall of bricks, the wall. We've recorded by the wall.
That's your limitations. You gotta break through them.
You gotta break through them. No glass ceilings. Don't be a basic bitch. Do work. Fucking put in the work. And whenever you're doing something, whatever it is, right before you're done, just think, could I have done more? Could I do more? Like when are you satisfied with the finished project? Like with the finished product, just be thorough. I'm not saying I'm not saying be neurotic. I'm saying be thorough. I think being thorough is
very important.
Yeah, take pride in your work and everything we do. You know, wake up in the morning, go to the gym. That's work, right? So anyway, we'll be at where are you going to be this week?
6:30 a.m. aka Sunnyvale.
Damn.
Moffat Towers Club. Come and see me. We'll try to come and get fit. Sunday night, open mat, One World Jiu-Jitsu. I do believe my mother-in-law might have a birthday party I have to attend to, but if I can train, I'll be there. Saturday, I got a work party. The holidays, this here it goes. Talking about the discipline. Things getting in the way of training.
I had 2 of those this last week. I had to go to the one over at my day thing, and then I had to go to the One World one. We were there, so we got that one.
Gotta stay disciplined.
I got a story about last night. Open mat, because I saw you open mat. When I went to leave, I realized that like I was carrying all my shit out, my gear, all my stuff to get out of my car, right? So I went to go into One World to do open mat. It was raining. I'm like running, whatever, whole thing. What did I forget to do? So Newark, it's an industrial area. It's dark, right? It's East Bay. I forgot to close my car door.
But you was open?
The whole wide open, parked next to other cars, and not locked, obviously, because the door's wide open. Guess how long? Whole time.
Oh my God.
So I got there when? Like 6 something, and didn't go home until like when it was over. I was like one of the last people out the door. I was like, night, Nam, just me. I go out to my car. My door's still wide open. It's dark. No one's left.
Wide open door, not just like unlocked?
Wide open.
Oh my God.
Like the dumbest, like most forgetful thing. Like you're doing too many things at the same time when you leave your door open like that. Like, what if I was a parent? What if my French bulldog named?
I didn't forget about that.
Oh, what do we call a French bulldog?
I'm gonna have to sleep on that one. It's going to be a hasty name decision right now. You're not going to like it in the morning. You'll be like, nah, I don't know if I like that name.
John Denver?
Yeah, like I said.
Rod Stewart?
Like I said, we're going to sleep on it.
Rod Stewart's not a good dog name?
I don't know. If you got to give him like 2 first names. You call him George Michael or something. Do you know what I'm saying?
George Michael.
2 first name
like
for the dog.
Like a Bluth?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So, but because Rod Stewart, the French bulldog, could have been in that car. It was a very irresponsible thing to me. I left it open, and what was in there? There's
$2,500 things. Walk off.
There's some sunglasses in there. Some Layao Optics sunglasses. Because if you want quality eyewear made of bamboo for the jiu-jitsu lifestyle, you definitely want Layao Optics. You don't want somebody walking off with those, because that's a quality piece of equipment right there. They protect your eyes with polarized lenses, and the frames are bamboo. So if you dropped them in a puddle, because it was raining, some deep puddles, they'd float to the top.
Interesting.
Right? You're in Brazil, right? You're going through like a waterfall or something. It's beautiful. And you got your shades on. You got those Ray-Bans on. They're falling. They're gone. You have Layao Optics. They're floating to the top. Right? Like the 2 mice in that movie. Remember Christopher Walken? What do you say? There were 2 mice that fell in a can full of cream. The first one, it swam a little bit and it gave up and died. That second mouse, he kicked his little mouse legs so much and so fast and so hard, he turned that cream into butter and he climbed at the top. Today, I am that second mouse. Just like that. With my Layao Optics, I'm that second mouse. So those Layao Optics glasses were in there with some other they might be Prada or something. Some other Prada glasses, right?
Fancy, man.
All kinds of shit. I got some podcast gear in there, because only the best for those Clint Cronin show listeners.
Hello.
Right? Y'all, see the camera. Look how good we look. We don't look this good in real life. This is fucking Holly weird over here.
Def.
Can't fuck with this. We're in Sunnyvale right now. It's always sunny in Sunnyvale because it's Sunnyvale. It's like it's always Pleasant and Pleasanton. Mm-hmm. The 2 places are kind of interchangeable on the map, though, if you just think about it.
That place, there's nothing out there.
There's like 4 office buildings that all look the same, and Gorilla Jiu-Jitsu is one of them.
0.
They got 24-hour McDonald's.
Interesting.
It's all right.
Don't
With the double line. Don't need that.
go to Five Guys.
Mm.
Go to Five Guys instead. Don't need that.
If those two ever merge, like Five Guys and In-N-Out Burger, it's going to sound like kind of an inappropriate film for dudes.
Five In-N-Out guys. Five Guys In-N-Out.
Five, yeah, I don't know. You could like amalgamate the two into one thing, and it's all like, I don't fucking know. Anyway, no one stole anything, and this is East Bay. Well, lots of love for East Bay. It's all about the city. I like Oakland. That's where I go floating. I go to the float.
You go all the way out there. You don't do it down here.
I like Oakland floats.
Damn,
they're nice. I like the place. I like the staff there. I like the culture in the place. So that's my sensory deprivation tank place. And I also like going to shows there. There's one for the Oakland fires, and the fire that happened that sucks.
Ship.
I'm very sorry. Condolences to all the people that lost someone. There's a memorial show at the Fox Theater, which is a fucking awesome venue for going to live shows. And then Primus and some other bands are going to be headlining that, so it's really cool.
Yeah.
So I like Oakland, but there's crime. Some car.
Lucky, man. You got lucky.
No one took anything. Nothing. I think that's a testament to the jiu-jitsu community, and that jiu-jitsu community is represented at gyms all over the Bay Area. And on Sunday nights at 5:30, we all converge together as one community at One World Jiu-Jitsu, because we are about one world. We're the real One World Jiu-Jitsu, Newark, California. And the people on the open mount, we're represented by people all over the Bay. All over the Bay.
That's right.
It's friends, it's family, it's free, it's easy, it's freezy, it's a little bit on the cold side. Outside, but inside it's warm with love, sweat, and jiu-jitsu. Come through, 5:30 p.m., see Baker, see me, shake the hand that shook the world. Anthony Baker, Clint Cronin Show, 2016. Go to anthonybakershow.com. Get motivated on Monday on his Facebook. It'll be on Instagram Live soon too. AGB.
Sacrifice, sweat, smile. AJB1371 on Instagram. Snapchat AJBJJ1371. Hit me up.
I feel like we said everything.
I think so.
I feel like we did.
Time to manage that time even more.
All right.
Bedtime.
Do work, world. Love you.